These products should have been professionally inspected, tested, cleaned, and if anything was wrong, refurbished to make sure they're fully working.
You know that feeling, right? Your phone, maybe your laptop, it's just getting old. Battery's dying halfway through the day. Maybe there's a crack.
Yeah, we've all been there.
And then you think, okay, time for something new, which is exciting, but then comes the big question. Do I go brand new, shiny box and all, or do I look at these renewed options?
It's such a common decision point now, isn't it? Trying to balance getting the tech you want with, well, your budget and maybe thinking about the environment too.
Absolutely. There's a lot to weigh up. And that's exactly what we're digging into today. We want to figure out what it really means when you buy a renewed product, say, from Amazon.
Right.
We're using a specific example to make it concrete, an Amazon renewed listing for an Apple MacBook Air, the 2017 model.
Okay.
Our whole mission here is basically to look at what they promise, the actual specs, and crucially, what real customers are saying so you can feel more confident making that choice.
And just to be clear, all the info we're talking about, it comes straight from that Amazon product page. We looked at the specs, the warranty stuff, the Q&A.
And those customer reviews, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Exactly. All of it.
Yeah.
You get the full picture directly from the platform.
Okay, so let's start right there. Renewed. How is that actually different from just buying something, used? Because it feels like there should be a difference.
Oh, there definitely is. Or at least there's meant to be. When something's labeled renewed, especially under a program like Amazon Renewed, it means it's gone through a specific process. It's not just something someone sent back. These products should have been professionally inspected, tested, cleaned, and if anything was wrong, refurbished to make sure they're fully working.
So Amazon's kind of putting their name behind this standard.
Sort of, yeah. Their promise is that these products are checked out by Amazon qualified suppliers. Now, this is important. They are not certified by Apple in this case.
Ah, okay.
It's Amazon suppliers meeting Amazon standards, not Apple's.
That's a really key distinction for buyers, I think. So, okay, the price is obviously lower. That's a big draw. Why else might someone choose Renewed?
Well, yeah, affordability is huge. You can get brands that are usually pretty pricey, like Apple, for quite a bit less. This MacBook Air we looked at, the price was bouncing between like $129 and $165, roughly.
Okay.
The page said the typical new price was around $169, so, there's a saving there.
Yeah, definitely noticeable. What else makes Renewed appealing?
Well, there's a pretty strong environmental point, too. Buying Renewed means you're keeping electronics in use for longer.
Right. Less e-waste.
Exactly. It's a more sustainable option. Plus, there's a bit of a safety net. Purchases through Amazon Renewed are covered by their usual return policy and the A to Z guarantee.
So if it arrives broken or not, as described,
Amazon should step in to help you get a refund or replacement.
Okay, that's reassuring. So say you decide to go for it. The box arrives. What should you realistically expect? Like the condition, the accessories, the box itself?
The product should be reset to factory settings, and it'll be graded based on its cosmetic condition. Amazon uses terms like premium, excellent, good, or acceptable.
And presumably the price reflects that grade.
Usually, yes. Premium or excellent will cost more than good or acceptable.
Yeah.
And then there are the accessories, the charger, cables, things like that.
Yeah, what about those? Are they original?
The listing says they come with accessories equivalent to those that shipped when new. So they might not be the original Apple charger, for example, but they're guaranteed to be compatible and fully functional. And the packaging could be the original box or just a plain new cardboard box.
Okay, good to know. Let's switch over to the actual device now, this 2017 MacBook Air. What are the key specs? What's powering this thing?
So under the hood, you've got a 1.8 gigahertz Intel Core i5 dual-core chip. It comes with 8 gigs of RAM, LPDDR3 RAM specifically, and 128 gigabyte SSD.
Yes.
It's a solid-state drive for storage.
Right, SSD is good for speed.
Definitely. And graphics are handled by the integrated Intel HD Graphics 6000. The screen itself is a 13.3-inch glossy display with a 1440 by 900 resolution. For its time, it was a really solid setup for everyday stuff.
Like browsing, email, maybe some streaming.
Exactly. Word processing, general productivity.
Yeah.
It wasn't a powerhouse for like heavy video editing, but great for common tasks.
Got it. And connectivity, how does it connect to the world and other devices?
For wireless, you've got 802.11 AC Wi-Fi, which was pretty standard then, and Bluetooth 4.0.
Okay.
Physically, it has a Thunderbolt 2 port, not the newer USB-C style Thunderbolt, plus regular USB 3.0 ports.
Oh, the classic USB-A ports people sometimes miss.
Exactly. And a dedicated SDXC card slot, which is another thing photographers, for example, really appreciate.
Definitely. And for calls or media?
It's got a 720p webcam. They call it the FaceTime HD camera, stereo speakers, and dual microphones built in.
Standard stuff. What about the operating system? Does it run anything recent?
It originally shipped with macOS Sierra, but importantly, customers in the reviews confirm you can update it further, apparently up to the 2021 version of macOS called Monterey.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. Extends its useful life quite a bit.
It does. Makes it more secure and compatible with newer software.
This model, the Air, was always known for being thin and light too, wasn't it?
Absolutely. That was its whole thing. It's got that classic wedge shape, super slim, like 0.68 inches, and weighs just under 3 pounds. Really easy to carry around. And like you mentioned, people still love those older ports. The USB-A, the headphone jack, the SD card reader. Things that newer MacBooks often ditch for USB-C only.
Yeah, adapters needed for everything else. And the keyboard. I remember people liked the older MacBook keyboards.
This one has the backlit keyboard, which is great. And yeah, it's got that older style mechanism, plus a nice wide palm rest area. Generally considered pretty comfortable for typing.
Okay, so specs-wise, it sounds like a decent machine for general use, even today, especially if updated. But the real story is often in the user reviews, right? What are people actually experiencing?
Exactly. And this is where it gets interesting. The overall average rating is 4.0 out of 5 stars. That's based on, wow, over 2,100 ratings.
4 stars sounds pretty good, generally.
It does, but when you break it down, 62% gave it 5 stars, which is great. But then 17% gave it just 1 star. Whoa, okay. That's quite a polarized view. Almost 1 in 5 people had a really bad experience.
It definitely suggests a real mix of outcomes. Let's start with the good stuff, the 5-star side.
Okay, what are the positives people highlight?
Performance and speed come up a lot. We saw comments like, works great, speed is pretty great. People saying there's no lag when streaming movies.
Nice.
Someone even mentioned blazing fast read-write speeds with the SD card slot. And another clocked the boot up time at around 60 seconds, which for a laptop of this age is pretty snappy.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
What about how it looked when it arrived? The condition.
A lot of positive comments there too. People saying it arrived in excellent condition, looked brand new, even immaculate.
So for those buyers, the refurbishment really delivered on the cosmetic front.
It seems so, which obviously leads to the value perception. People calling it an amazing value, worth it, just a good deal for what they paid. That core promise of saving money seems to resonate. And the portability factor.
Yeah, that gets mentioned too. People love how light and packable it is for travel or just carrying around.
Okay, so lots of happy customers who feel they got a great deal on a perfectly functional, good-looking laptop.
Definitely. But now, we need to talk about the other side. The issues that led to those 1-star reviews and probably pull down some of the others.
All right, let's hear it. What are the main complaints?
By far, the biggest one seems to be battery life. This is often the Achilles heel of renewed electronics, I think.
Ah, makes sense. Batteries degrade over time.
Exactly. So while the listing might advertise up to 12 hours, which was the original spec, customer reports are all over the place. Some say many hours, which is great, but others say it dies within an hour, or a charge lasts a few hours.
Wow, dies within an hour is basically unusable unless it's plugged in.
Pretty much. And some users even mention getting that dreaded service battery notification.
Oof. Yeah, that's never good. That basically means the system knows the battery is significantly degraded.
Right. And it's hard to truly refurbish a battery back to new capacity. It's often the component with the most variability in renewed items.
So battery life is a gamble. What else?
Related to that, issues with charging. This came up quite a bit.
Like the charger itself.
Yeah. Reports of the charger getting extremely hot, some saying the charger just didn't work, people receiving the wrong charger for the laptop.
That compatibility guarantee maybe isn't always perfect then.
It seems not always. We also saw someone mention one of the USB ports did not work, which is a hardware fault. And some units apparently only turned on when plugged in or had an overheated charging port.
Okay, those sound like pretty significant problems, not just minor annoyances.
No, definitely not. These charger and battery issues seem to be the main source of serious frustration. And while many praised the cosmetic condition, others did report flaws. Things like a small dent, being a little banged up in corners, or even a not nice dent and a scratch.
So even if it's graded as excellent or good, you might still find some cosmetic imperfections. It's not guaranteed to be flawless.
Seems that way. And there were a couple of mentions of occasional screen glitching too, though that seemed less common.
So taking all that customer feedback together, what's the takeaway?
Well, it really paints a picture of variability. You could get a fantastic machine that looks and works like new for a great price. Or you could end up with battery woes, charging problems, or cosmetic issues.
It sounds like a bit of a lottery, especially concerning the battery.
That's a good way to put it. It really highlights why, if you buy renewed, you need to test it thoroughly as soon as you get it. Check that battery health, make sure the charger works correctly, inspect it closely.
Okay, so given that variability, let's talk about protection. If you do buy one, what safety nets are available? Amazon offers these Assurian protection plans, right?
Yeah, there are a couple of options usually listed. One is a specific plan for the laptop, like a 2-year laptop protection plan. The price mentioned on the page was around $39.99.
Okay, what does that $40 actually cover?
It's pretty broad. It covers accidental damage, drops, spills, cracked screens right from day one.
Oh, from day one. That's good.
Yeah, and it covers malfunctions that happen after the manufacturer's warranty would typically end, usually after the first year. The key thing is, they say there's no extra cost for repairs. Parts, labor, shipping are included, plus 2 number 47 support and an apparently easy claim process.
How do they resolve claims? Repair, replace?
They say they'll either repair it, replace it, or give you an Amazon e-gift card for the purchase price.
Are there catches? Like, when do you have to buy it?
Yes, you have to buy the plan either with the laptop or within 30 days of buying the laptop. And importantly, it won't cover any problems the laptop already had before you bought the plan. No pre-existing conditions.
Right, that makes sense. Then there's another option, something called Complete Protect. It was a monthly thing.
Yeah, that one's different. It's a subscription listed at $16.99 a month. The idea is it covers all eligible stuff you buy from Amazon, not just this one laptop.
Oh, wow. So past purchases too.
Potentially, yes. It says it covers eligible items bought in the last year, plus future purchases. But protection for those past items only starts 30 days after you sign up for the plan.
I see. Any major exclusions for that one?
The main one seems to be things used for business or commercial purposes. And there's a total claim limit, $5,000 over a 12-month period. But because it's monthly, you can cancel it anytime.
That offers a lot of flexibility, especially if you buy a lot from Amazon. And what if you skip the extra plans, get the laptop, and it's just not right? What's the basic return policy?
For Amazon renewed items, they state a pretty clear 90-day refund or replacement policy.
90 days, that's decent. Gives you time to really test it.
Absolutely. And they emphasize free returns. The process seems simple. Go to your orders online, start the return, choose a free shipping method, and drop it off.
Okay. And the transaction itself is secure, right?
Yeah, they mention secure transactions for payment and privacy, just like any other Amazon purchase.
All right. So wrapping this all up, what does this mean for you, the listener, thinking about your next tech purchase? We've seen that going renewed, like with this MacBook Air, can definitely save you money.
Yeah, significant savings are possible. And there's that positive environmental impact, keeping tech out of landfills. That's a real benefit.
But we've also seen it's not always smooth sailing. The customer experiences really vary, especially it seems with batteries and chargers.
Absolutely. While lots of people get devices that are basically like new, others run into problems that require, being persistent with returns or maybe using those protection plans.
It really brings it back to a personal calculation, doesn't it? You as the buyer need to think, what are my priorities? Is saving maybe $50 or $100 and feeling good about the eco choice worth the potential hassle?
Worth the risk of maybe getting a less than perfect battery or having to check for cosmetic flaws or dealing with a return? How much does that possibility bother you?
How much time and energy are you willing to put into testing it thoroughly right away?
Exactly. How does digging into this specific example, this 2017 MacBook Air, shape how you'll approach your next tech decision?
And maybe stepping back even further, what does this whole trend of renewed electronics suggest about where we're headed with consumption? Is this the future of buying tech more responsibly, even with its current imperfections?
It's definitely something to think about, isn't it, as you weigh that new versus renewed choice next time.